Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build, a Lego set. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. I'm starting things off by throwing the Bearcade Lego the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, this is your permission to just lurk and hang out. That's okay. It's a Saturday, and the agenda is just simply to assemble some Lego. We've got some Lego here. We're working on the Lego Technic Mack LR electric garbage truck, which is a mouthful. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. A reminder that this is a Lego Technic kit. It's not actually electric. We're building an electric vehicle, the Mack LR electric garbage truck. So we're doing that. It does have some gimmicks. We'll look at a little bit of the gimmick there as we get into it, and kind of see what we can do here. And take a look at all of that. We're in the process. So I have completed bags 1 and 2, have bags 3 and 4 to continue on. We start on bag 3. I've already knolled bag 3, so I'm ready to go for that. I imagine tonight might be pretty chill, might be a pretty relaxed stream, which is okay. I'm fine with that. But I hope you are looking forward to a nice evening on a Saturday. Let's go to the overhead camera. Let's take a look at what we're building here. You can see here we got the truck. This side here is for picking up the various bins to then put them in there, because it is electric, but it's got the motorized bin thing. So you can turn this and it'll go up and then drop them in there and then flail back open. So we will have to twist and turn here to make that work. On here, we can turn this and it turns the wheels. You can see that there, turns the wheels for driving around. And then this eventually will let us dump the contents of the cab there, the dump portion of the truck. You can see that working right there. Dumping, straight dumping. But we got to keep working on it, because we got the gimmick. I think I did this gimmick right. I might have messed up the gimmick, but I think I did this gimmick correctly. And as far as I know, those are the only 3 things: steering, dumping, and then lifting up the containers, which we have to also build at some point. But we can put that over here for a second. We'll throw that in the corner there, because we're working on something now. We're going to start 3, and I'm not sure. I think we're working on the container part of the truck, I think, but I don't know. I won't know until I know. How's that? But yeah, I hope folks are doing well tonight on the old internet. I'm doing all right. I worked on a video today. I recorded a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club. It will go live for everyone on Monday. Of course, 5 and $10 patrons tomorrow will be able to watch it, because they get it early. For being a $5 and $10 patron. So they'll be able to watch that tomorrow, but everybody else will have to wait on it. I need a 1 peg and a corner here. Find that and find that. Got it. But yeah, I worked on that. It's the only, right now, I think it's going to be the only video that I record in this room, in this space, because if you're not aware, I'll peek behind the curtain here. I am in another room here that I'm not normally in my bedroom. But I have a set. You can see the set behind me, a little bit of the set behind me. But yeah, I kind of built a little set just to help divide the room, help with sound, but also to display. And it's nice when I walk into this room, because I see all the model kits. Because when I do stuff, when I stream out of my bedroom, or record things, I should say, out of my bedroom, I have stuff like on my bed. I have a setup of some model kits on some boxes, and I just wanted to have something like that. But it turns out, the way my scheduling works, I only have this one video, because in 2 weeks I will do that Saturday. I will be back 2 weeks from today, Saturday. I will be back in my bedroom, because my folks come back on that Sunday, and I don't want to have to move everything back on Sunday. So I'm doing it all on Friday and Saturday. So I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's very silly that I did all this for one video. Now there exists the possibility that I will do the legwork required to do another video I have an idea to do, which is Pat Baer's Wrestling Club. I've only done 3 episodes of that. Episode 3 basically was just like, oh, okay, well, I know episode 3 is I'm going to do a video, and then episode 4 is like the second half of that video, kind of. So I know what it can be. It's just it's going to require some effort, and so it's all a question of, am I going to do that work? And the answer is probably yes, but I don't want to say definitely yes. And that I'll definitely have a new episode of Pat Baer's Wrestling Club up anytime soon. I don't want to say that for sure that that's going to happen, because I don't want to make promises that I can't keep. But I like to do it. I would like to do that. So that would be another video that I record here, because all of the episodes of Kuma Baer I recorded in January. I recorded all of the ones for January, and then I recorded all of the ones for this month. So I have all of that done, which worked out really good. I'm genuinely happy that all worked out, and I got all the videos done for that. I almost did, but I just recorded that Saturday when I'm back in the room where I can do it another day, honestly, because I don't need them done till Tuesday. I almost did some of my March ones, but I was like, you know what? I don't need to do the March ones. I can just do these and feel ahead of the game, and I do. The main reason I did all of them is because I just the way that it's a tight shot on me, because it is a vertical video. I was like, I kind of just want to have it done and know that they're all set and they're all the same, because last year I didn't do that, and I didn't love how 4 of my videos looked different from all of my other videos. I was like, I kind of don't like that. So I wanted them to be uniform, and they are. They're uniform, so that's nice. But yeah, I got the video recorded. I played some video games today. I'll talk more about that in the sharing section. Okay, so this is part of the truck here. So we'll get this together here, and then this is going to go like this. Yeah, that makes sense. That's the only place it could go. Oh, okay, yeah, so then the trash would fall into there, and then the trash would flow here into the receptacle. That makes a lot of sense. Looking at it, that makes a lot of sense. And now we're gonna build some stuff here. We got our pieces here. Lego Technics. I have not done a lot of Lego Technic in my day, but I can say that they're fun. They're fun to build with. So I am enjoying the build process, but I have not done a lot of them. But they are very much like, kind of engineering style tools, and they're fun to work on. So that's nice. Nice for me. What was anything else going on with me? Not a lot since Thursday night. These days are kind of simple. It's been nice to get some gaming in with some friends, with my multiplayer crew. So that's been good. We'll talk about that in the second hour. All right. So I need one of these white ones that has multiple. Okay. Yeah. I need this piece. These are different. So I need this one, and then I need it to shoot out like that. Okay. Pop this in. We're good. Today I kept it very simple. I grilled some, I have a grill pan. So it is a nice big cast iron pan that has little rivets in it, little, gullies, and it mimics like an outdoor grill, but it's obviously a lot easier to do because it does not require you to be outside running a grill just for 2 pieces of meat. But yeah, I had a big thick pork chop, a big boneless pork chop, big thick cut, and I just cut it in half basically to make it into thinner, because those are more manageable and easier to cook. Because obviously, well, not obviously, if I'm doing something in a pan like that, you're letting a lot of heat seep through. You need to get the heat all the way through the meat, so cook it all the way through. It can leave pork chops to be kind of dry if you're doing it like that. There are other ways to cook a pork chop that will get much more juicy, but I just decided that my solution was to just do that technique. And I think it worked out pretty great. All right, so then I need 2 of these black ones here, connectors, and we've got one that goes here, and one that goes here, one spacing, okay, and then, yeah, then 2 spacing to the next one. Okay, great. That goes there, and then we've got this piece here, which we want to do this side up, and lock it in like that. Yep, leaves that in there. Okay. And then I need 4 of these black connectors. I'll get these black connectors up. But yeah, so I did some easy cooking today and yesterday as well. I'm not going... I do want to do some stuff I haven't done before. I am going to... I'm going to do, the next time I do pork chops, I will, because I got these 2 big thick cuts, and then, cut them both thinner. But I'm going to take the other pork chops, next time I do pork chops, I'm going to take those, and I'm going to do, I'm going to bread them and actually, like, fry them, and not pan frying. I'm very good at pan frying. That's kind of my, one of my go-tos for chicken or pork, is to just use flour and kind of just flour fry, which is not the healthiest. Not that pan frying with in oil with breadcrumbs is going to be that much healthier at all, but it's just I'm not good at using oil to fry up pork or chicken or anything. But I kind of want to do that. I want to do pan fried, and then also in the same oil, I'm going to pan fry, or not pan fry. I'm going to do, just regular frying that, but I'll also fry. Okay, we turn it around, so it's like this. And then we got to put a sticker on here. While I'm at it, I'll also fry some potatoes. I'll make homemade French fries, which I have not done homemade French fries in a while. And the only reason why I feel comfortable doing that is simply because I have a thermostat, or electric thermometer, and I have not had that in a long time, one of those. So I feel comfortable doing that to get my oil up to temperature and know how I'm doing with that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do some fried pork chops and also French fries. I'll do that together. But that's in the future. It's a little ways away. I mentioned this on stream, and I've talked about it in other places as well, that I'm trying to either do new recipes or new techniques and try to do a couple of those a week so that I don't get very bored with, okay, so this goes on the other side here. So I don't get very bored with all of the, the things that I make consistently. Okay, so this is going to go in like this. This is going to go in like that. Like that. Okay. This was the other side, the non-dumping side. And you can see here, there's this does that, moves that there. And then this piece here is how you dump. Oh, and now it looks like we're gonna get some handy control arms for this, or handles, which will make life easier. So we'll get one of these on here. Like that. That does make it easier to dump. That's good. And then we need one of these and one of these on here. Put that on there. And put this on here. And then this will turn, lift. And obviously there'll be something there so that it won't be fully like that, and then I'll just go up and then close it. This is cool. Cool little bit of business. All right, now let's work on the next compartment here. We need one of these. This kit or this set relies heavily on these pieces here. But yeah, I'm trying to mix some stuff up. I realized that I have in my possession in the house all the ingredients I need for a taco blend to make my own like taco seasoning. And that way I can control how much like cayenne is in there and how much, cumin is in there and salt and all that. So I'm making my own homemade powder. And the plan is to use that in fajitas, which as far as I remember, I've never made fajitas before in my own home. I've gone out to restaurants and assemble your own, but I've got tortillas. I've got the desire. So the plan is that I'm going to cook up a chicken in my own powder, my own taco seasoning powder mix, and cook that up. And then I will slice it up, and that'll be the ingredients. And I'll have some left over, I'm sure, because I'll do one good chicken breast of it. But I'm sure I'll have some left over. And then I'm going to take that, and then I'm also going to use the taco seasoning that I make for that, and use that on potatoes and do seasoned potatoes with the same mix. Hey, Lord Crashton, welcome. So that way I'll have fajitas and like potatoes, and I'll have some of the potatoes for dinner, and some of them will be the next day, and I'll have those with eggs and make like a hash with that. Or just do eggs and potatoes the next day. And the very idea of that, potatoes indeed, but the idea of doing roasted potatoes like that makes me very happy. Just the very idea of it makes me happy. I'm excited about it. I need to get more fries the next time I get an order for food, grocery delivery. I got to get more French fries. I'm running out of French fries. But again, one day this week, I'm going to make my own French fries, which I have not done. That way I can use up the oil that I'm going to use for the meat there. And I got to research. I'm like, okay, can I use obviously I can use the same oil. Which should I do first? Should I do the potatoes first? Should I do the pork first? And I think I'll do the potatoes first. And then, because I'll probably want to double fry. But I don't know. I got to see how I want to do it. I got a bag of frozen fries that are Rally's Checkers branded fries. Oh, nice, Lord Crashton. That's fun. Yeah, I think I just have the local grocery store brand French fries right now. But I might instead of getting fries, I keep saying might when I actually mean I'm going to. Seasoned fries, oh yeah, are always good. But what if I got tater tots instead of French fries? What if I just got a frozen bag of tater tots? And maybe instead of the tater tots, what if I got the crowns, which are the best kind of tater tots, are the ones that just look like quarter size or whatever, that are, we call them crowns. They're just the like half of it, because you can get the mini tots, and I don't want to disparage mini tots, because I think mini tots are great, and I think tater tots are great. But there's something about, for me personally, I am just a big fan of the crowns as a tater. So I'm like, what if I got that? What if lesser tots? Yeah, no, I don't want to disparage any kind of tot, because I like all of them. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I kind of love the idea of getting some crowns. But I'll have to see what's available. Potatoes are good in many forms, as Dan Reichert learned recently. Yes. I haven't done boiled potatoes this week or since in a while, and I'm probably going to do that because boiled potatoes are just really easy. I got a ham steak sitting in the freezer, and I'm going to defrost that and cook that up because for whatever reason, it's just a product of my environment. A ham steak, a cooked ham steak, and boiled potatoes with a lot of butter, that goes really well together. I mean, ham goes with fries, ham goes with baked potato, like it all works, but in my head, those two things go very well together. I'll probably do that. I also have on a day that I want to just take it easy. I've got my meatloaf still in the freezer that I can bust out. This was a sad realization yesterday. I did a stir fry, and I love doing fried rice with day-old white rice that, hey, I can give you actual good cooking advice right now, folks, so I'm going to do that. If you want to make fried rice at home, and you want to step up your fried rice, to do is the night before, the day before, the day of, hours before, however you want to do this, get yourself make your rice up. If you want to use instant rice, if you want to use the minute rice, which is like, 3 or 5 minutes, whatever, do that. Cook up your rice, your white rice, however you want. Get it together with rice cooker, however you want to do it. Take the portion that you want to make fried, put it in a container, and immediately put that container in a big bowl full of ice water to cool it down, because that's going to cool your rice faster than anything else, other than one other option, which I'll give you. But if you want to quickly get your rice cold so that you can then put it in the fridge, because leaving your rice even in a container on the counter is a great way to get sick. So that way you put it in the cold water bath in its container. The container gets cold. If you've got a metal bowl, even better. A metal bowl full of water is going to get really cold. Ice water, that's going to get really cold. Cool down that rice. Then you can stick it in the fridge. The actual fastest way, if you want to do it, if you have a large freezer and you can accommodate that, you get yourself a metal sheet tray and you put all your rice after you're done cooking it on the sheet tray and kind of like flatten it down, and then immediately stick that in the freezer. Now that's only if you have a large freezer. If you have a small freezer, what you're going to do is you're going to raise the temperature in the freezer by putting the rice in like that, and you might start to defrost some other things that are in the freezer, which then have to refreeze. And so that's not great. It will cool down your rice really quickly. But if you have a large freezer, and a lot, that is full of stuff, that won't happen. But if you have a small freezer, that's not the good method. The better method is the one I originally recommended, which is the ice bath to cool down your rice, to then shove that rice into the fridge. So I did that yesterday. I did the whole thing. I did it at lunch. I could have done it earlier. I didn't. So I did it at lunch. Sorry, let me just real quick. Okay, that looks good. And then we got to put one of these right here. So I did that. I did the quick and dirty method of getting the rice nice and cold. I then, what I ended up wanting to do was in the freezer, I had half of my portion of the slow cooker beef that I did last week, which turned out phenomenal. It was so good right out of the crock pot. It tasted like the kind of beef you get at a Chinese restaurant for beef and broccoli. It just had such a good flavor. The sauce was thick, but still like clingy, and it tasted so good. I just put over white rice and vegetables, peppers and onions, and it was so good. But I was like, well, I'm going to do the fried rice. I'm going to do my rice again. I'm going to do peppers and onions. I'm going to do some mixed vegetables. I'm going to do, okay, let me make sure this is not centered. This is offset here. Okay. Sorry. And then it goes like that. I'm going to do everything I need to do to make this, as good as possible. So I got all that done. Threw an egg in there. 2 eggs actually. Egg ribbons in there. Really good. And then I threw the rest of my slow cooker beef right in there, because I was like, that's going to taste so fucking good. Here's what I learned. The recipe I did for slow cooker beef, you don't want to refrigerate or freeze any of that beef. You want to eat it right away, or just put it in the fridge and then eat it as soon as possible. I think it was probably freezing it. So here's I am not a food scientist, I'm not a scientist. I'm just a man. Here is my thought on why this did not work out like I thought it would. Okay, so where do you go? Where do you fit? Oh, you go like this. You go like this. You go like this? No. What? Oh, you go down here. Okay, you both go. Oh, you go like this. I got it. Okay, sorry. I didn't understand how that works, and now I still don't understand how that works. Wait. This goes in here. This goes like this. How do you look? You look like this, and you look like that. And then I want to put this like that. That would go like that. Okay. Okay. Got it. Sorry. That was confusing. I think the way I made my slow cooker beef was, all fresh ingredients, but it had a cornstarch slurry with cold water and cornstarch mixed together and then poured into the beef broth and garlic and soy sauce and everything else that was in there to thicken it up. It's a good thickener. I think that the cornstarch did too good of a job. I maybe used too much and I should have used less because I was doing a portion of the original recipe that I was following, and maybe I used too much cornstarch. Whatever I ended up doing, however that ended up working out, it left me, unfortunately, with the sauce did not reheat well. I slowly brought it up. I did it separately. I did the beef in its sauce in a different pan instead of just throwing it on top of the rice that I made. But I did it slowly, and I added water to it, hoping that I could get the consistency I wanted, and I didn't. The sauce just stuck to the beef, and it was a gloopy mess. And I think, either I have to do it fresh if I ever do that recipe again, eat the whole thing, make it even smaller version of it, or use way less cornstarch to thicken that sauce and just have a runnier sauce, and maybe that would work out. Okay, so yeah, trash goes in there. We're building up. We're building this all up. But either way, I was a bit disappointed yesterday. I'll say that. It's good to experiment. I'm glad I did that recipe. I wish that the leftovers had been good. And I had enough for lunch today, and so that was nice. But yeah, it didn't ruin the fried rice that I worked hard on, but it wasn't a great thing. So next time I do fried rice, it'll just be with chicken or pork or something. I mean, a lot of times I will just take ground pork, or not ground pork. I could put ground pork on there. I would just take like a pork chop and grill that, and then, or dice it up and then throw it in and just cook it like that, flash cook it, and that works out just fine. But I was a bit disappointed that the slow cooker beef that I made, that I thought I did a really good job on, that it didn't do well in its second life. Now I can tell you the meatloaf I made is going to be really good reheated. I know that. The mac and cheese I made turned out good. That was great. You know what I should do? I don't want to buy milk because it'll go bad. So I should just buy one of those like microwavable cups of mac and cheese. You just add water and then you microwave it and you add the little sauce or the packet, the powder, and then you stir it. I should do that for just like a side, a side of Kraft mac and cheese with something else. I should do that. Just do, because I don't have any milk in the house, because I don't drink milk, and I don't have any recipes that require it. I made mac and cheese because my parents had left some milk and I wanted to use it up. I have my grocery list is on my phone. I don't use an app. I just use the Notes app. So let me just put on, I used to have an app, but I don't need it because I only buy groceries once a year, or 1 month a year. Easy Mack, that's what it's called. The microwave stuff, it's called Easy Mack. Sometimes you get those and they have a 1-pack. Sometimes they have like a 4 or 6-pack, and I'll see what they got. Lasper says, I've never really been a fan of those individual cups and the white thickening powder or whatever they have. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, here's the thing. Again, I could go and buy milk, but the grocery store probably is going to have a small container of milk that I would need. The size that they would have is going to be just too large for what I want. And I could just get a box and do it like that. But for what it is, as long as you're immediately eating it, I think the Easy Mac, I think, is great. You make your own mac from boxes and throw some peas in it. Oh, yeah. Lashbrook, if I'm talking about doing this, it's a quick and easy meal. It would be the cup of mac and cheese, the Easy Mac, some peas or corn or some kind of vegetable. And then also I would put in there some kind of meat. Often the fastest, easiest thing is just to cook up a sausage, bake a sausage, and then dice that up and throw it in there. Ground beef would work in there as well. If I make enough chicken for my fajitas, that also would be great because I'm going to have I'm going to have some amount of chicken left over. I don't know a lot, but I'll have some amount of chicken left over. And that would be great in there as well because that would just kind of spice it up. But yeah, I mean, and my one other note when it comes to Easy Mac is, and you might think that this is a very foolish thing that I'm saying right now, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You got to add the water in before you put it in the microwave. I've only made that mistake once, but I have made that mistake once. And in my defense, I got distracted by someone. I got the Easy Mac. I was at work. We had a microwave at work, and I took the lid off. I took the packet out, and then I was gonna fill it up to the lid with water, the line, and then you microwave it, and then you add the packet and you stir it. And I hadn't. I just didn't. I didn't add the water. I got distracted with somebody. I was talking to somebody, and then when I came back around, I just hit go on the microwave, and you know what it does? It starts to smoke because there's no water in there, and so the microwave is just hitting the dry macaroni, trying to take water out of it, and there's no water to take out of it to cook, and so it's just freaks the fuck out. And it's bad. Hey, you probably didn't need me to tell you this. That it's bad when that happens. My other mac and cheese Emac story, which got an approval from Dan Reichert. Dan Reichert like this was years ago. This was the first PAX South. And I was staying near the convention center, right near the convention center, at the Red Roof. And the Red Roof that I was staying in, my room had a microwave. So I went to the kind of like, it wasn't a dollar store, but it was a little grocery. I went to the little grocery, and I got myself, at the little grocer, I went ahead and got myself some Easy Mac, because I was like, well, I have a microwave. That'll be good. So I got in the room. I took off the lid. I took out the packet, filled it with water, did what I was supposed to do, put the water in there. And then I hit it and went, and then I dumped in the powder. And it's only when I dumped in the powder that I realized I didn't have any silverware or utensils. I should say utensils. The room didn't have any utensils. I thought maybe there'd be a spoon. Because, tea and coffee, because there was a thing. No. The only thing I had in there was like swizzle sticks. And I didn't know what to do. I took 3 swizzle sticks and bent them. Swizzle sticks are little straws, things for just stirring in your creamer or whatever. So I took those. That was enough to stir the Easy Mac so that I could eat it. But I didn't have a way to actually eat the mac and cheese. And I was like, what I should have done was go down to the front desk and ask the front desk, hey, do you have any utensils? There was no store at the front desk. There wasn't anything, but they might have had some plastic utensils. I didn't do that. My solution was I opened up a bag of Doritos and I just scooped the mac and cheese out with the chips, and then ate the chips and the mac and cheese. And that was like my second dinner that day, because I had eaten a bunch on the plane or whatever. And Dan Reichert did like that hack, that like, oh, I don't have a fork or spoon hack. I had more Easy Mac because I bought like a packet of them. So I went and got, at the convention center, I grabbed a bunch of plastic forks and spoons and brought those back. So I was fine the next time I wanted to have it. But that was my terrible solution to my problem. Oh, we're in bag 4. These are a lot of extra pieces. I want to go back, because what's this piece? Why isn't this piece anywhere? I'm just going to double check, because this feels like a weird piece to have an extra of, because I don't remember using it at all. It might be an extra from another thing. It might be from bag 2 or whatever, because I do think I had this in bag 2. I'm just going to quickly go back through bag 1 or bag 3 here and make sure before we get into bag 4. As someone that's been in a house where somebody left popcorn in the microwave for way too long, that's a bad time. Oh yeah. Overly popped popcorn is not great. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't know where this piece goes. Sorry, I'm just going to go through. I'm retracing through here, looking at every instruction, looking for this piece, which we didn't use anywhere. Trying to figure out where that would go. It might have been from bag 2, whatever. Got these pieces. They live here now. Some bonus stuff. All these pieces are bonus pieces. They might get used, but probably won't. And then we'll go to bag 4, which is the last bag. So gotta get bag 4 together here, and then we gotta open up bag 4, and we gotta do some Nolan. Keep Nolan. I always try to find a grocery store when I go away for a few days. If, obviously only if there is a fridge in my hotel room. If there's a microwave, even better. But as long as there's a fridge in my hotel room, I always want to have that. I used to do that at conventions. I would buy 2 20-ounce sodas, and then also like a 2-liter bottle of soda, or a couple 2-liter bottles, and then save the bottles, fill one bottle with water, because I didn't always travel with a water bottle, because sometimes they give you a hassle at places, so you just fill up one of those with water, and then fill the other one with soda, and then I would always leave for the convention with a thing of water and a thing of soda, so hopefully if I had a meal there, I wouldn't have to buy that, and then then I would just refill my water, and I'm only using it for a weekend. Obviously, you don't want to do that consistently. If you're you don't want to constantly be refilling a plastic 20-ounce, but for a weekend, I got no problem doing that. I think that is totally fine. It's totally a fine option. So I that was always my thing. But find a grocery store, get some like almonds or and then also when I'm traveling, I bring little Ziploc bags. I bring the little snack Ziplocs, and then buy a bigger thing of peanuts or pretzels or something and fill those up. And then here's the nice solution. You got a big tub, and you've been grabbing from your tub. You've got some left over. You bought too big a bag or a jug or something. Last day of the convention, bring that over to a company that is local and say like, hey, I've got this extra. Do y'all want it? And because they can always just take it back and be like, hey, would you want this? And maybe they say, oh, no, we don't need that. We got plenty of snacks back at the office or whatever. But they might say, or the day before on Saturday, if you go, I have way too many snacks. I bought way too many snacks to snack on here. I will go up to blank and say, hey, do you need any of this? I have a bunch of extra. And this is, again, you have to know somebody there. Don't just go up to a company you like as a stranger and be like, hey, do you want 3/4 of a big thing of almonds? But if you know them, that's a different story. And also, honestly, some companies, even if you don't know them, they're not going to complain, even if they don't know who you are. they're going to be happy to have some stuff. But most of them will want to know who you are first. Not all of them, but a bunch of them would prefer to know who's offering. But yeah, that was always my big secret, was to buy snacks. Don't go to a convenience store. Don't go to a 7-Eleven. Google where a grocery store is. Get to that grocery store. I remember I was volunteering at a convention, a local one. So I was traveling to it, and I was definitely older than a bunch of people there, but I wanted to get in free. So I just said, hey, I'm going to volunteer. I have a lot of experience. I'll help out on logistics. And there was a point where they were like, well, we need ice for the after party. And somebody was just like, here's some money, and get a cab and just fill the trunk up with bags of ice. And there's a CVS, here. And I was like, I don't think I've definitely told this story before. And I said, okay, I will do that. Can I suggest that instead of what you've just said, I do something else, which is, how about I take that hand truck over there and I walk, you can send somebody with me, and we will walk to a grocery store that I know is in this neighborhood because I knew that neighborhood on that section of Queens. There's a grocery store. It's closer than the CVS. We don't have to pay for a car, and we don't have to have a stack of ice that we paid way too much money for at a CVS, hailing a cab who is going to be unhappy that we have all this ice. And instead, we'll just put it on a hand truck and just roll it in. And they were like, oh, yeah, just do that. Okay, that sounds great, Pat. Just do that. It's just like, okay, sure. And I knew where that grocery store was, and then of course they had a lot of ice, and the ice was way cheaper than if we'd gone somewhere else. But mostly, and also it was just funny to like this is the idea of like, oh, the hand truck is for moving stuff around in the venue. People don't think about, oh, I can just take this hand truck out on the street and walk down a sidewalk with it. It's like, yeah, it'll be real good. We'll just stack it up. Save them some money, and also me a lot of time. At a time where it would have been annoying to hail a cab. This was Uber was certainly a thing, but for that, I don't think you would have called an Uber. But I definitely know that in Queens, there were plenty of places that, like, plenty of cab drivers that would have just looked at what we had and decided they did not need that fare and kept going because they would have been have to help. I got some news story stuff that we can kind of chat about here. Weirdly enough, no announced layoffs on Friday, which is nice. No gaming layoffs that we're aware of. Perhaps we'll hear more on Monday, but as of today, did not hear about any layoffs in the game industry, or at least big enough people laid off all at once that it makes the news cycle, because like small little things, unfortunately, we don't really hear about too much, but waves were not made with layoffs. Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking for the article here. Actually say the answer. So it sounds like Grand Theft Auto 6, there's a strong possibility that unless there's a delay, the Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out October 28th of this year. So obviously we don't know. The CEO of Take-Two said sometime in October, right? October 28th is the last Tuesday of the month, and they normally release in October. This is also because that Gearbox is doing Borderlands 4 release in September. And seemingly they're doing it in September to be out of the way of GTA and get a month lead on GTA. So that is part of why people are saying that. And this is coming out of like DICE conversations. Also, there'll be a Call of Duty in November, and obviously Rockstar doesn't have to care about what comes out when a GTA game comes out, but they probably won't want to do it in November. So this is just like people with some knowledge of it making educated guesses. This is not science or anything like that. This is not a leak. This is just like, okay, they want to do it. They want to do this. We think it's going to be there. We think it'll be a month after Borderlands 4, and this all kind of checks out. Especially because Call of Duty will probably be in the middle of November. Analysts are predicting. So there we go. Again, is this science? No, this is probably October. Again, it could get bumped. It could come out early. It could have a early access. They could absolutely not care at all. It could have an early access where it comes out a couple days earlier if you pay for the big version of it, and it's not actually a release date on that Tuesday. It's a release date on the previous, Friday or something. But who knows? Nobody really knows. This is just like some conjecture. But slow news week, or news, day. Let's see. Apparently the let's see. People were signing up for a chance to beta test do network test, I should say. Night Rain, Elden Ring's new spin-off thing. And nobody could actually get into it. So this is a co-op spin-off. Supposed to have its big network test yesterday. There was basically like you sign up for a 3-hour block and you get to hang out in that 3 hours, and nobody could actually join the game. And people had to register to do it. And that's just completely gone, and nobody could get in there. They said they would provide updates on Twitter, and they just started abandoning people's slots and saying, "Oh well, sorry, it's not working." They had issues with the server just running. Let's see, they were going to restart it. They wanted people to log out. And they're probably going to have more testing. That's why you do these kind of tests, right? This is not a company known for this kind of a thing. Obviously, FromSoft has had games that have some connectivity to them, but this is at a different scale, and it makes sense that they're running into issues like this. So that's not to say anything about the quality of it. But that's why you do stuff like this. It's certainly a bummer for people that wanted to check it out, in the scheduled time to do it. So, but it does happen. I don't know if I would chalk this up to be good news. It's news, so we'll cover it here. It's interesting, I would say. I guess we'll call it that. I need 8 of these. The Epic Game Store has reached 295 million accounts. They got to that this year. Let's see. 295 million PC players and growth across key areas. They did a year in review. Basically, they got... let's see. They made a bunch of money. Their partners made money. Everybody's happy about that. and spending all of that. That was they reached 200. Yeah, PC players in there. Nearly 898 million Epic cross-platform accounts. So, sorry, when I said they got to 295, I mean they added 295 million accounts last year. That's what I meant by that. Yeah, they just made some money. You can read all of that if you want to. That to me is just like, yeah, they're reaching more homes. Especially the mobile increases in it is interesting. We'll see what that means. It sounds like it means that people, that they made a lot of money. But if third party are also making money, people that are just putting their games on that platform, that's also excellent. That's really good to hear. You want that. You want people that are putting their games on the system because it will encourage more people to put games on their system if it means the audience is there. So that's good. And hopefully it also encourages Epic to help fund more titles to be on the service, right? Because that's, take the money where you can get it. Silver Streak says, good evening. How's the Technic build? Great. It's coming along well. I don't build a lot of Lego Technic, and I definitely need to because they are neat. They are fun to build. This is our progress so far. We've got our dump truck. It's got some gimmicks. One of the gimmicks here is the wheels turn at the top, so you can steer it. And then we haven't built the dump truck apparatus yet, but when we do, it will. Let's see. We can dump our dump truck, and then we do have the thing where it's going to lock onto a bin, and then lift up that bin, and then dump the trash. 60% way to be an Optimus Prime. Yes. Optimus Prime was a garbage truck. Certainly. But yeah, I find that neat. I find this apparatus neat. I love the use of a rubber band. Kind of gives some tension to it, which I think is fun so that it won't get hung up. There's just something about having a rubber band come in the mail with the package, being in the package is just funny to me. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a fun build. Hey, Silver Streak just resubbed. I get to hit the button tonight too. That's awesome. For 36 months. Thank you so much, Silver. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat. Thanks, Silver, for the continued support. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for using, for renewing and doing it on stream. It's always nice when people do it on stream because we get to see it and we can say thank you. Hey, Jeff Minter is working with Atari again. Now, obviously, I'm not going to chase down what version of Atari this is. There's been a bunch of people who have owned the name Atari and been Atari and all that. But Jeff Minter and Llamasoft are working on, yes, it's Infogrames, but also they sold it to somebody else who sold it to that, and who knows what version of Infogrames it was and all those other things. But anyway, traditionally, Jeff Minter and Atari don't always see eye to eye on things, but he is going to remake iRobot for Atari. And he has remade Tempest and Defender and done some of his own stuff, and Lamatron. But yeah, he is working on that. They're going back to with a remake of Atari's iRobot. That is the remake here. Let's see. They have this is a press release. He made Plebius real. Yes. Okay, so this is not his game. iRobot was created by the same person that made Missile Command and Tempest, David Thurr. It was released in 1984 as an arcade game. At the time, it was essentially the first commercially produced arcade game rendered entirely in real time, 3D polygon graphics, and the first to feature camera control options. That's the fact that it's known for all three of those things is bonkers. I am aware of iRobot. I did not realize that iRobot was the first commercial game to feature camera control options and 3D polygon graphics. Real-time 3D polygon graphics. That's, yeah, I did not know. Apparently, people were not super into it in the beginning. It seems expensive. And also, you know who would hate this? You know who probably hates the idea of this remake? People that own some of the iRobot cabinets who were thinking of selling it. Now, there has been a reissue of it. It is in the Atari 50. So I am sure that, people did get to play it in Atari 50. But yes, one could imagine that if you were sitting on one of the very few cabinets still left in production or out there in the world, and you were like, I'm thinking it's time to sell this. People probably played it in Atari 50, and now is the time to go. And then you're like, oh, they're remaking it? Oh, shit. And obviously, having the arcade game and then playing it on a console are very different things, or your computer. But, I'm still, it certainly did probably shake up a few people. Silver came real close to buying an Evercade Alpha at the closest equivalent to a home cabinet recently. Oh, as because I don't have room even for a one-up cabinet, but I could stick an Evercade Alpha on a shelf somewhere. Yeah, I hear you. My setup for that is that I have a Raspberry Pi that I don't use for anything. I bought this Raspberry Pi for conventions, and I used them at a couple, and then the world happened, life happened, and I stopped going to conventions regularly. Or at the very least, I stopped going to conventions and having a booth at conventions. But it was to run video clips. It was to run video clips, and then also then I could also play games on it. That was the idea. Because when I first decided that I wanted a something on my booth, an attraction. I wanted a something to draw people in. I got a little video monitor, a little HDMI video monitor that you would normally install in like the back of a headrest in a car. But there was a little kit that it came with, so you could just have a stand for it. So I had a little tiny DVD player, like a really tiny, like bigger than this. This is, bigger than this, but small DVD player. And it had a USB in. So I just put a bunch of video clips on a USB, and then I could just play them on that. And that worked great. But it was kind of bulky, and it was the setup. I didn't really like the setup. And then also I was like, I'd rather just have a Raspberry Pi. So I ended up getting a Raspberry Pi. And so that's how that worked out. So the Raspberry Pi could run all the videos off of a hard drive or whatever, a USB or whatever I want to put on them. And then also I could put on there an emulator, and then I could put wrestling games on there. So if people came up and wanted to play wrestling games with me, they could. Now, I don't travel for conventions now, so I didn't know what to do with my Raspberry Pi, but my solution was that I got this like knockoff Lego case for it. I had, and then also now I have just a sleek little case with that works really well. And I just loaded it up, and I have a small computer monitor here in the house that I just have hooked up to the Pi, and then I can just go and play on that whenever I want. And that's my emulator solution for that. I just have an emulator running on there with a bunch of games, most of which are wrestling games, but some other ones. You helped a friend build a portable cabinet with a Pi powering it. Even that would be too big nowadays. Yeah, probably. People would want it to be smaller. I still have my little monitor. And a stand and the Raspberry Pi case for it and all that. And I got short HDMI cable, and it worked really well. It was great to just take that places. And just plug in a couple controllers and play, but mostly just have it all there. Because The little monitor has just enough audio that people would walk by and want to see what was going on. You have seen the 22-inch briefcase arcade units. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It folds down. It's got the sticks in. Yes. Those are neat. Those are fun. But those are one of those things where you're like, do I need this? No. Do I want this? Maybe. Do I need this? No. Do I want this? Maybe. Anyway, now is the part of the stream where I'm going to take a brief pause. I call it the pause for the cause. This is my opportunity right now to talk to you about ways that you can support what I do here. Everything I'm going to talk to you about is optional. You don't have to do any of these things. You being here for 5, 10, 20, an hour and a half, however long you want to hang out. That's awesome. That's the most important thing. But if you do want to support me and the work that I do here, there are ways to do that. And I want to give you as many options as possible. First and foremost, if you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 Blue emote, if you're a Tier 2 subscriber, into the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with your Twitch. Get a Twitch Prime. And hey, make sure you use that token for somebody, even if it's not me, but it would be great if it was me. You could gift a sub. Right now, no one has gifted any subs in February. You could be the first person, and you could stand there at the top of the gift sub leaderboard. Also, bits and coins are always appreciated. If you want to cheer, you could do that. These are things you could do. You don't have to, but if you wanted to, that would be great. Those are ways to support what I do here. It's the easiest way because you're already on Twitch right now, so you might as well if you're thinking about it. Again, you don't have to. There are other ways to support me financially, like my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. Over on my Patreon, I've got a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon and see if there's a tier right for you. I will say that my Patreon tomorrow will get my schedule before anyone else sees it for the rest of February. So you'll know when I'm streaming and what I'm streaming in February. So you can check that out tomorrow on the Patreon. Any tier will get that before hours before anybody else. Let's see. I have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBear. Over my YouTube channel, subscribing is free, of course. If you would like to become a member, you could do that for just $2 a month. You will get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you get them a day before anybody else. So consider that. That might be something that you would like to check out. Those are monthly ways to financially support me. But if you want to just help me out, a tip jar, like a one-time thing, you could go to my PayPal or my Ko-Fi and just make a direct donation there. And everything I make through direct donations like that, through Patreon, through Twitch, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out. All of that goes into a fund, and I take money out of that fund to buy model kits and Lego sets and equipment. I have a backlog, a healthy backlog. If you would like to have a say in what I build next, I've got a model kit on deck after I'm done with this. But if you want to decide what I build after that, well, the best way to do that is to buy something that then would become the next thing I build. If you buy something from my, in this case, Amazon wish list, it'll jump the queue. It'll become the next thing that I built. And I'll make a dedicated video for my YouTube channel about the thing you bought called a mailbag video. And yeah, you'll know that you got to decide what I build next, and it wasn't necessarily what I had in my backlog that I paid for already. I've got Lego sets and model kits and inexpensive kits and expensive kits, and at least one kit that's in there as a pre-order, which I think you can do. I'm not 100% convinced that you can pre-order from a wish list, but I think you can. I got a bunch of things and things. And you can see there on the list if there's anything you'd like to see me build, some knockoff Lego, some real actual Lego, all kinds of things. See if there's something there you'd like to see me put together, because I would be happy to do it. And at the very bottom of the list is some gear, because it's always nice to have some gear options, because maybe you want to support, but you just have no idea what you'd even like to see me build. But you know that me having a new internal hard drive would be good. It'd be good to have more. Everyone could use more storage, so that's something you could buy if you want to. Wish list, gun store. Oh yeah, my alternatives to Amazon, because it's nice to have alternatives. I understand it. I have a Throne wish list. They're a wish list company. See if there's something there you'd like to see me put together. You can pick it up there, or even just like there are gift cards. If you just want to get me a gift card to Domino's or whatever. I can't remember what gift cards I have up there. I have a few. Let me look. Let me look real quick. I haven't looked at my Throne list in a minute. I have a Uber and Grubhub and Target and Barnes & Noble gift cards on there. There's a thing on my wish list that is a tiny desk. It is a 112 figure accessory that I thought was very funny. I just thought that was a funny thing to own. So I put it on my wish list. I'm pretty sure it's not a model kit. Yeah, it's not a model kit. It's just a little tiny like school desk. I just put that on the wish list because I thought it was very funny to have that. It's inexpensive, but then the shipping is like ridiculously expensive. So don't buy that. But that was a funny thing. Posable figure accessory. I just thought that was a very funny thing to put on the wish list. I haven't looked at my Throne wish list in a while. I got to update that. And then if you want to support me financially in the most convoluted and confusing way possible, USA Gundam Store is a place where you can go buy a gift card. You buy a gift card at USA Gundam Store, they will send you an email with the gift card code. Then you can take that gift card code and you can buy something on my wish list, or buy the gift card. Send me a DM on Twitter or Blue Sky or Mastodon, or you can send a whisper on Twitch with the gift card code, and then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. Again, most convoluted way to do it. Unfortunately, no better way to do it that I can think of. But that is a way to do it. If you want to support me but not spend any money, I have a Discord. You can come hang out in the Discord. Love to have you over there on the old Discord. Hang out there. A couple of video links for you to check out. I will have a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club up on Monday, but the most recent episode is still available, of course. And if you want some recommendations of shows I liked this season, you can check that out. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. It is a series where I get to recommend some anime in under a minute. Let's see, hold on one second. Sorry, let me just check this out right quick. And this month I'm doing romantic shows, not necessarily romantic comedies, but romantic shows in general. And so if you want a 1 minute explanation of Sing Yesterday for me and my attempt to get you to watch that show, please do. That is a lovely coming of age romance series that came out at a time where I was not interested in anything that might bum me out in the year 2020. Shocking, I know. But I was not interested in that show when it aired, but I have now come to appreciate it, and so now I'm sharing the love. I have a manga to talk about that I have been reading and an anime that I have been watching to chat with you about, so we will do that in the second hour as we continue to work on this Lego. But also, I need to drink a beverage, so I'm going to drink some water here, and we're going to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera. We're going to do both those things right now. Okay, all right. Let's talk about a manga that I have been reading. How 4 negative skills equal unrivaled synergy. This is not a isekai. We'll say that right off the bat. It is an action series, but it is part of it is a kicked, it is a banished series. And it's not the like, oh, we don't recognize how strong this guy is. It's reasonable. That's the thing. 4 negative skills equal unrivaled synergy is like, it's a thing where you're like, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense why people were like not into what you were up to and doing based on that. It is a world where some people have abilities and some people have negative abilities, and obviously that sucks. Why would that be? But our main guy, Alvin, he's got a lot of strength, so he's very strong, but the way his power works is like he's just very unlucky. The drops are bad. So what's the point of having a strong guy if the drops are bad? He ends up meeting so he is trying to complete this dungeon that no one else has completed. He's going to get this dungeon done because the rumor out there is that if you complete this dungeon, there is a prize. The reward is that you can get rid of your negative skill, which he would love to get rid of. But of course, he has to conquer a dungeon on his own, which would be very difficult because he can't really be part of a party. And then also, even if he could get in with a party, he would want to have that. He would want to be the only person to have that reward. So that would be very difficult. Along the way, he meets a cleric, and she has an ability where she grabs all of the. She's incredibly strong because her negative skill is. Again, I'm sorry if I mix some of these up, but her negative skill is that she takes all the experience points away from people. But because she takes the experience away from people, her skill, she's very lucky. And so that negates his negative. And he's very strong anyway because he's overwhelmingly strong. So he doesn't need to level up. So they balance each other. And along the way, they meet a mage and a thief, or, in this case, a agility class, a tracker, who also have negative skills. And the four of them form a very small little party where they're like, all of their negative skills, again, by the title, how 4 negative skills equal unrivaled synergy, their synergy, they work for each other. The downfalls negate each other. The actual levels get balanced out. And the loot is good, and they're very strong, and their negative and their buffs help each other out. And it all kind of works. These 4 people who have all been abandoned by parties and have had a really legitimately rough time of it trying to get this stuff done are finding a synergy. And does it seem like maybe Alvin, our warrior, and the cleric have some maybe flirting going on? Certainly does. Does it, there is the point where they're going to go face this boss that no one has ever beaten. And they're like, you know what? What if we didn't negate any of our skills? This party feels pretty good. What if we just kept going? And each of them kind of has their own feelings on it because they've been hurt before, and maybe this being a benefit isn't enough. But at the very least, they are going to see it through. And the last chapter that I left on, they're now, maybe they should have quit when they were ahead, because the conditions of this fight are all their skills are gone. Nobody can use their skills. And that obviously we're also just kind of teasing the point where, hey, but if even if you don't have a skill, if you can use your own abilities, you can maybe make up for it. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But it's good. It's a good one of those. I do like that it's a kicked, but not the oh, well, I'm overpowered. Nobody asked me, to use my abilities. They just, they don't respect my abilities. They're taking me for granted, or, any of those things, or it wasn't until I was left at death's door that I found the strength to carry on, or whatever, or I was hiding my abilities and now I can just do whatever. because I just want a slow life or something. This one is, no, it makes sense why people wouldn't want to work with any of these folks, because their abilities are annoying, or like their negative abilities like bring the party down. Like, so they're just like, yeah, we don't want to deal with that. And it's just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So it's kind of got a little bit of a fresh take on it. I like it a lot. That is how 4 negative synergies equal unrivaled synergy. I would say check it out. I forget who has it because I'm on a bunch of apps, but it's a monthly release. And I'm sorry that I can't remember if it's on K Manga or Manga Up or Alpha Manga. I'm sorry. I don't remember which one it is, but it's on one of them because I'm on a bunch of them. And now I will talk to you about episode 18 of Dragon Ball Daima. Things have come to a bit of a head here for our heroes. These are yellow. This is right. Okay. But we do get to see Goku. It's Chibi Goku in Super Saiyan 3 form. So Super Saiyan 3 Goku is facing against Goma. You may remember that Goma now has like a MacGuffin thing that makes him an actual demon lord that had been lost to time, and now he has it. Let's see. Do one of the fake Majin Buu and also the Tamagami #1 joins in on the fight to fight against Goma. Ku gives Do a chocolate chip cookie, which is just cute and fun. Also, Do is in one of my favorite scenes in this show so far. Do sees Goku powered up, all Super Saiyan 3, and is just like, maybe I could do that, and kind of imitates him. I feel like I missed something. Why is the Tamagami helping? Yeah. I think the Tamagamis were created by the Namekians, the old Namekians that live there. So they were to protect the Dragon Balls. So they're not on the same team as the Demon Lord. They're there. They're like, they have the best interests of the Namekians in mind. That's my guess. But I do think it was weird that, yeah, I feel like that wasn't fully, or it's respect for Goku. I don't know. I don't know why we had that. You know what, honestly, you're right, Lashbrook. It's a good question. Loose end. It is very funny to see Do try to act like Goku. That's a good bit of business. I like that. Goma has an energy beam to kind of separate everybody apart from one another. Goku gets kind of beat. Everybody gets beat up, including Goku. Neva gives Goku some energy, which allows Goku to power up with Neva's energy, and it's not Super Saiyan 4, but it's very close to Super Saiyan 4. It's very much akin to Super Saiyan 4, but also I did see some people being like, oh, this is kind of like if Gogeta went Super Saiyan 4. And I'm like, yeah, all right, okay. Kind of. So then we got Goma and Goku fighting this new version of Goku that looks cool as hell. Everybody's kind of helping out, doing whatever they can. Did we get a Kamehameha? Yes, we do get a fucking cool ass Kamehameha. Goma that was not enough to stop Goma. Goma uses the Oculus, the kind of MacGuffin power to trap Goku in an energy prison. Okay, I got to make sure I put this on. Get this on right. So hold on. This is a really big sticker, and I wanted it doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't want it to be terrible. All right, that looks okay. That's not perfect, but it'll work. I'm just doing the sides of this dump truck. So we'll get this dump truck on there. I need these, and then I need this. Let's see. Goku, in this sphere, Goku gets depowered, goes back to regular old kid Goku. Aransu is like, hey, give me whatever Dragon Balls you got. And this is where we knew this, we've known this, but now everybody knows that Aransu is like, yeah, I'm gonna wish to be the new Demon King. Like the Supreme Demon King, like, duh, that's my plan. But when I become the new Demon King, I'll defeat Goma. Isn't that a good idea? Isn't this a good plan that we should get into? And that's the whole reason that Glorio learned the Namekian language, was for this. Glorio summons the dragon. Unfortunately, it was impossible to avoid spoilers for this. I do kind of wish they hadn't given him red hair. I liked being a weird fusion thing. Yeah. Yes. I didn't love that, but yeah, it was hard to avoid the spoilers. I hear you. This dragon is named Porunga. Porunga gets summoned, and everyone's just like, oh man, we got betrayed. So Glorio, using the Namekian language, because it's a Namekian dragon, asks for something, and that wish is getting fulfilled. And then we don't know. But I'll tell you, it's episode 18, so, like, there's more going on. I think that, I don't mind seeing this version of, I don't mind seeing this version of a Super Saiyan 4 like transformation, because it was an effect of a power, and there are people that like Dragon Ball GT. I ain't one of them, but there are people that like Dragon Ball GT. So, like, for those people, congratulations. You got your thing. I hope you're happy. But this show also gave me Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Like, obviously, Chibi Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3, but it gave me Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, so I can only be so mad, because I got the thing I've been thinking about for decades now. So, like, sure. The weirdies, I put this on upside down. This is on upside down, oh no. I'm going to try to remove this as quickly as I can here. I thought I did this correctly. I didn't. Because if this says recycling, then this is like the license plate sticker here. Hopefully this will be okay. It's all right if it isn't. Now that they've broken the barrier, they should do Super Saiyan 5. Yeah, I mean, at this point, hey, like, Ultra Instinct is already kind of Super Saiyan 4/5. Ultra Instinct is kind of just another transformation thing that's maybe closer to doing like Kaioken, and so maybe it isn't, but like, yeah, I mean, you can, if you want to, you could say that. They should just go wild and do some weird stuff. I still want to see now that everyone's small, could Piccolo fusion dance better with people? Now that everybody's kind of chibi? Give me a fusion dance with Piccolo. That sounds silly in a way that I could get behind. I don't know. I don't mind it. I thought the action was really good here. I like an episode that's just one long fight. It reminds me of traditional Dragon Ball shows where, the whole episode is fighting and there's no, there's some dialogue and some monologues, but it's mostly just about the brawls. I don't know. I had a good time with that. I thought it was fun. I'm enjoying it. It's one of the shows I look forward to the most. So yeah. I also watched Solo Leveling. There was some action towards the end of it, but most of this was like, this is one of the funnier episodes of Solo Leveling. This is a show that, like, on occasion has some silliness to it, but doesn't always thrive for silly. So it's kind of nice when those happen, moments of levity. So there were some moments of levity in this week's episode of Solo Leveling season 2. If you're watching, I thought it was pretty fucking great. That was pretty fun episode of that. I had a good time with that. All right, so we need to put a bunch of. We need this like this and this like that, and then we need a bunch of these red pieces here. But yeah, I'm watching a bunch of stuff, kind of just like whenever. My house is in ruin, so I might as well learn magic. Continues to be one of the dumbest shows, or whatever. Like, my thing was on the brink of ruin, so I might as well study magic, or whatever that fucking show is called. Continues to be one of the dumbest isekai I've ever seen. It's just so dumb. I kind of can't believe, but also totally understand why it got an anime adaptation, but it's just so weird and nonsensical. But yeah, I should see if there. I should see when the next episode of that is. I'm behind on it. I think. No, I might be caught up. There might be one new one, but I did recently watch the episode with where they fought a Dracula. That's right. They are vampires in that world, but the named ones are called Dracula, and I was like, really? Okay. Brink of, what is it called? Brink of Ruin. I want to look up the whole title. I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. That's the name of it. Just looking real quick to see if episode 8 is not out. That's episode. Let's see. Oh, okay, that comes out on, that's like a Monday or a Sunday. Okay. Yeah, so I am caught up on that show. That show is bad. I'm not watching a lot of anime that I would classify as just bad. But that I am watching that, and that's one of them. I think my favorite shows this season that are not new are Solo Leveling and ReZero. This season of ReZero is fucking good. Oh, it's real good. Yeah, and Solo Leveling is continues to be phenomenal. It's good. It's just good shit. There's more stuff out there. I should probably watch some more nonsense stuff, but I just haven't. And that nice show about people that are dating, that are trying to hide the fact that they're dating coworkers, that nobody picked that up. I believe that it is on YouTube and it's multi-language. So if I had a VPN, I could watch it, and I believe it's got subtitles, which means that it might show up on another service in the future. But I haven't gone on my way to try to find out if that's true or not. So I have to see, but you know, Crunchyroll and High Dive, Netflix, Amazon, nobody picked that up. So Hulu, nobody picked that up, which is a shame because that looked good. Because I'm not watching any romantic comedies this season. No romance. I had no romance shows because none of them seemed that interesting to me. So that was the only one that seemed interesting. So I'm not watching any. I'm watching a bunch of isekai, but there's a lot this season, and I'm not even watching half of them. So, you know, it is what it is. But now I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? Are you playing any video games? You doing any stuff? Like what's going on? What do you got going on? I always love to hear from you about what you're up to, and because you know it's nice. It's nice to know what you got on the table. I played yesterday and today. I played a lot of Helldivers 2. That was by request from some friends in the multiplayer crew that I am in, is that we get some Helldivers in because we've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals, and we've been playing a lot of Multiverses before we can't anymore. But there was requests in there, and I was one of the requests. Said, hey, we haven't, like, I hadn't gotten a shovel yet. Like, I hadn't dug around. There are aliens that mind control people. That we need to deal with that shit. Let's deal with the mind control aliens. What happened? Some of the galaxy got blown up. What's the fuck's going on? So we got back into Helldivers yesterday and today, and I can report to you that Helldivers 2 is still fucking awesome. That shit still fucking rocks. That's still the good stuff. It looks like did Grand Slam Australia actually start? I'll have to check that out as it airs and then watch the rest of it later. But it looks like Grand Slam Australia actually began. Sorry, real quick. Let me just look. No, All-Star Weekend still happening. All-Star Weekend is still happening. So I might miss some of Grand Slam, but I can watch Grand Slam once this stream is over. I can watch more of it, I guess. Or most of it. Is there anything else I want to say? I'll give you time to write in the chat what you're up to, what you're into, because I always want to hear from you, friends, about that stuff. Hearthstone, still playing. Got my decks that I'm still enjoying the decks that I'm playing in Hearthstone. No D&D or any tabletop stuff. Like I said, lots of Helldivers 2. Hey, Helldivers 2, still good. Still enjoying that. Still having a good time with that. I did hear from someone that used to watch my streams a lot. I got feedback. Apparently, To the Rescue is a very good game, and I'm wrong. I was wrong, and To the Rescue is awesome, and I fucked up by not giving it a proper chance. And so I did reach out to chat back to this person that told me I was wrong, and said, is it the kind of sim that I thought it was? Like, is it a hardcore, like, management juggling thing sim where dogs can die? And they were like, yes, but it's a really good one of those. And I was like, okay, but I don't want to play that. I don't want to possibly bankrupt a rescue shelter and have dogs get sick and die. I don't want that. So it wasn't right for me. And they did concede that, yes, if I was going into it with that belief, then I would not enjoy it. And I was like, okay. But also thanks for reaching out. I do appreciate that. I did appreciate that they were reaching out and letting me know what they thought of what I was doing. But I was like, I don't think I'm wrong here. I don't think I'm wrong at all for my opinion on that. I got 2 games that we're playing next Tuesday that should be fun and silly. They're both $5 games. I think one of them could be its own stream, but I don't think the other could be its own stream, so we're joining them together. And then if I do like a game about digging a hole, then we can do it again and play it again on another. I can do it on another stream. But I do think that Super Sorry is probably a 1 stream only, like not even a full stream, because I think I'm just going to get really sick of the joke of that. But we're going to try both of them out next Tuesday. And then the following Tuesday is going to be Steam demos, because there is a Steam Next Fest that is going to be happening like the days around and including that day. So I will be taking suggestions for games to try out. I do know that there will be a new stage in Spray Paint Simulator that will be available for Steam Next Fest, so I will get that. That feels like a thing that I would like to check in on as a big fan of those kinds of games. And then I know that in March, there will be the Wallace and Gromit DLC for... so we get the Wallace and Gromit DLC coming out for Power Wash Simulator. I pre-ordered WWE 2K25, so I have that to look forward to in... Ooh, this is fun. This slides in? Okay. So it's got to go... It's got to pop in like this. Then this is going to slide in all the way through and go in like that. And that'll allow, when it opens, it should allow that to open up so they can dump, nothing, but you know. And then we put the other side in to lock it in place. Great. But yeah, I do have some games for March. I wouldn't be against doing starting up a new sorry, what am I thinking of? A new emulator, not emulator. Why can't I think of the words I want to say here? Randomizer. That's the word I was looking for. God damn. Sorry, everybody. Randomizer. We do have the option to get a new one. I'm going to do either Soul Silver or Heart Gold. I don't know which one I'm going to do, but I am going to do a new randomizer, and I think March might be the month I start it. Again, I'll have a WW2K25 game stream. We'll have the Wallace and Gromit DLC to check that out. I don't know what else March holds for us. Let me just really quick. I believe March is just 4 Tuesdays, so I only need 4 things. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, the 25th. That's right. And then April has 5 Tuesdays, but one of those Tuesdays will be Pat Bear's Anime Club, the winter review / spring preview. So that'll work out just fine. I believe that'll be like the last one of the month. That's usually how it works out. We got a light on the back of that, kind of. Well, that's neat. This is neat. Let me turn it like this. And yeah, there's the dump element of it. Dump of our dump truck. Of our garbage truck. Let's see. Last week says, I've been doing a bunch of running around lately. Just trying to catch up on streams, remapped streams, some no players online, which has really expanded in scope in a way I didn't expect. Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm behind on stuff because a lot of streamers I like did Valentine's streams, and so I was trying to catch up on all of those. But like yesterday, it was really nice because a bunch of them did like karaoke with love song themed things. So it was like, okay, well, I've got to watch Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame doing that because that's going to be phenomenal. Hey, guess what? It was a phenomenal thing. I keep forgetting that Liz loves the Netflix movie about Eurovision. She was singing a song from that, and I forgot that she loves that movie. And so that was very funny to me. But yeah, Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame did a karaoke stream. A bunch of Hololive VTubers did some of those streams, and it was very cool and cute. I thought that was really nice. We are almost done with our dump truck portion of our garbage truck, I should say. I keep calling it a dump truck. This is the dump portion, and then we'll have to build our trash can, our recycling can or whatever, our trash, not recycling, our trash can. So we have some stickers left. I got to apply all of these stickers here. These are just the runners that go on this. They all go on here the same, and they'll just run along, and they'll be good. But yeah, if anybody else has anything they want to write in the chat about what they've been up to this week, even if it's just like, I don't know, I hung out and watched anime, or I read something, or I played a video game, just let me know what video games you're playing, because I always like to hear that, what people are up to. You know, there's no real new releases. Obviously, I'm going to get 2K25. I got it. I bought it. But there's nothing really right now that's out that I'm like, ooh, this is the game that I am certainly the most interested in, and I definitely got to get this. Like, I don't have anything like that right now. Okay, then we're gonna put on the other ones on the other side. Just small stuff. Just playing the games that I like to play. Really. That's all I've really been doing. Bike today because it got cool again and rainy. And then tomorrow I'm going to walk, get some exercise in. Excited for that. Doing. But I'm going to make a steak sandwich for dinner. I got some shredded steak, I should say. I'm going to put that with some peppers and some onions and some provolone cheese on a roll. And it's going to be ooey and gooey and crunchy and great. And I'm going to have a real good time eating that. I'm going to flip these because... Let's see if I make this look not bad. I kind of rush these. So I want to make these look. What if I do like that? Yeah. That looks somewhat intentional. Great. That looks somewhat intentional as well. Excellent. We've now done that. But yeah, I had a nice weekend, and then tomorrow I am going to be watching some wrestling with some friends. Did I miss some pegs on the bottom here. I missed some pegs on the bottom of this. I gotta do that. You don't want to do any of the top because it's got to be able to lift up, and it does have to be able to pop into this. So I gotta do that. Lord Crashton watched all of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which was good as a setup for having some real villains in the second season. Nice. Yeah, I haven't seen any of that, and I do want to because Big E's in it. So I would like to see that. Or Big E does a voice in there, and that's nice. All right, we have completed our truck other than our bin that's going to go in there. But you can see the truck has the kind of lift. This thing doesn't really open up when I do this, unfortunately. Oh, it kind of does. You can shake it a little bit and it will. But yeah, it can lift up there, which is fun. And then also empty some trash and then drop that. That's fun. But we still have to build one last thing, which is our bins here. We gotta get our bin together. There. We need a sticker on the side here. We just got to build our bin. Nice and easy. But I do want to watch that. Lord Crash says, I also got a game about digging a hole, which has been fun so far. End up switching to controller because all the clicking got tiring. Yes, I am taking advantage of hearing on Nextlander about that game and using a controller instead of mouse and keyboard, and that does sound like the better way to do it. So I will be doing that. All right, so that goes on there, and then this goes on top. Oh, that's fun. And then, there's an extra. Oh, I can put it on the other side. That makes sense. All right, that's the end of that. This is our last sticker we're going to apply here. But yeah, I want to check that game out and really give it a go because it sounds fun. But yes, it was nice to hear people giving some thoughts. And then the last stuff we have in here is like stuff that we can actually put in there if we want to do that, which I think is silly. Some stuff to go in there. So basically, you put it like this. Then you locks it and brings it up. It drops them in there. And then you can let go. And then let's do it like this so you can, or we'll do it like this so you can see. Hopefully, they'll drop out. That's very silly that they give you things to do that with. I find that very silly and fun. Oh, yeah, a couple of them didn't fall out there. But that's very funny. I'll put a few things in there. I think that's neat. This is a very cool thing that we completed on stream. We're done. We finished it. The Lego Technic Mack LR electric garbage truck has been completed. We have finished it. We finished the fight. We're done with this. I'll show it one more time because it's fun. The dump truck part there. The grabbing them. There is a lot of resistance, which I think is fine. I am fine with the fact that there's a ton of resistance for that to work because of the rubber band, and then it snaps back. I think that the gimmicks on here, and also there's the wheels so you can turn it on there. But yeah, there's a lot of good gimmicks on here. We did do the gimmicks right. This is a fun, silly build. I'm happy that it turned out as good as it did. And then the next thing we're working on, because there's always something new, is the Dragon Gundam. That's right. We're working on the Dragon Gundam next. This kit I'm so excited to work on. The Dragon Gundam from G Gundam. This is a premium Bandai kit. This is the only premium Bandai kit that I have purchased this year. I will probably purchase another one at some point, but right now there's nothing that caught my eye that wasn't wildly expensive. If they ever put out the Bolt Gundam, I will get that. I will complete the shuffle. I will get everybody in the shuffle. And the Bolt Gundam is the only one that hasn't come out yet. I am excited to build it. Dragon Gundam fucking whips ass. It's got a lot of cool shit with it. Look at these effects. Look at this fucking effects parts. Look at the wings. Look at the effect wings. It's goddamn gorgeous. These effects are unbelievably cool. And also, the dragon right here is cool as shit. This kit's got a lot going for it. I'm very excited to build the Dragon Gundam. And also, considering it's a premium Bandai kit, not too many stickers. Really not too many stickers. So, very happy about that. And it does have, in case you were wondering, it does have the base, and its own stand here that you would only have on... each of them has had their own colored, the blue for the Rose and red see-through for the Maxter, and we got green here for the Dragon. And it's just nice to have these. I never say no to a stand, considering the price of this. Having it come with its own custom stand, custom colored stand, is really nice, because I don't want to say no to stands. Say no to stands, say yes to stands. That was terrible. That was awful. I'm sorry. Let's do a little photography here. Let's get some photos of our dump truck. Get a little dump truck photos going on here. We got some time. I don't want to start the Dragon Gundam. We'll start that on Monday. I wasn't sure if I was going to finish this tonight. We did finish it, which is great. Happy to say that we finished it, completed it. So I'm just going to get some photos here. I could close that up. Let's we'll go here. And then maybe we can get an action shot like this. That's cool. And then oops, my hand is in the way. All right, that's going to do it. This build, we can say this build is done. And it was a fun one. This is a fun little build here. I should do more Lego Technics. I will put more Lego Technics on my wish list. I will keep my eye out for more Lego Technics in the future. Because this was fucking awesome. This was fun to do. I don't want to do these all the time. I only have one other Lego set in my backlog, and it's a Lego Dreams that looks really neat. So I'll be enjoying that. But as something to do just now and again to mix in with the other Lego, I think I definitely want to do more Lego Technic. I think they're fun. But there are other Lego sets in my wish list. If there's something there you'd like to see me build, you can always buy it there or whatever. We got a bunch of model kits in my backlog. I think somebody bought something off my Amazon wish list. I'll keep my eyes peeled on that. I will say I'm fucking very frustrated with Amazon. I'm going to let you know that there's a kit that I bought that was like free Prime shipping, but it was like it could be any of these dates. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow, but when I look at my order page, it hasn't shipped yet. So I don't know how I'm getting it tomorrow. Previously expected February 12th. Hasn't arrived yet. If I hit track package, it says it has not shipped. So unless it's already at the facility that's nearest to me, they could do that in one day, and I could get a Sunday delivery. So that's possible, but it's most likely it's going to get pushed again. And I'm very frustrated with this because this is an item that I ordered on the 17th, so about a month ago. The free shipping was worth it because it was a good deal with the free shipping, but still, I want my Black Knight Squad Calria. I want my last Black Knight, and I don't want to have to cancel this order, but I might have to cancel this order, and that sucks, and I'm very annoyed by that. The very idea that I might have to cancel that order makes me mad. but I'm probably going to have to cancel it. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream now. We are going to end with a raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find somebody doing some cool stuff and go and give them some love. Feel free to come along on this raid. Who are we going to go raid now? Who's doing stuff that we want to go see what they're up to? Let's see. Let's go and raid. How long have they been going? My friend TQ is playing Minecraft, so we're gonna go hang out with TQ in Minecraft. I'm about to say we're gonna go hang out with Minecraft. We're gonna go hang out in Minecraft with TQ. Apparently, it was a chat request, which is very cute and fun. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. We're gonna go raid TQ. Reminder, on Monday, starting up the Dragon Gundam. Excited to work on that. It's a gorgeous looking kit, and it might be the only premium Bandai kit I do this year. So far, it's the only one I've bought. So we'll do that. That'll be really fun. Come along on this raid because you'll love TQ and her vibe and her chat. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.